Pleased to be joined by Belmont University women's soccer senior Amy Jo Anderson. Amy Jo, how are you doing today? Doing well. Talk a little bit about maybe your upbringing, your childhood, where you grew up, any siblings, and how you got involved in the game of soccer.
Okay, well, I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. I have four older sisters. We all played soccer. I started playing when I was 4, and I played ever since.
I mean, did you always know that you were this was kind of your destiny, that maybe from a young age you aspired to play collegiately, and were you kind of pushed towards a certain position? I don't know if maybe you played forward at one level and then ultimately playing midfield in college.
I played some other sports in high school. I played some softball and basketball, but I wasn't that great at them, honestly. Soccer is just what I've loved. And I played forward and midfield pretty much my whole life. When I was younger, I played goalie a little bit, but I obviously don't have the height for that. So, midfield's what I love, so.
How did you get exposed to Belmont? Obviously, growing up in Alabama, you may have had a little bit of an awareness of Belmont because the school has grown so much in the last decade, but maybe a little bit about your college search process and how ultimately you came here.
Well, really, my club team, we went to a lot of showcases. So we went to Disney, and they had a Vegas one in Texas and whatnot. And so I hadn't heard about Belmont until one of the coaches contacted me and asked if I was interested in coming for a visit and looking at it. So, and then when I came on my first visit in the spring, I knew it was where I wanted to come. And I met the girls, and the team was awesome. So I loved it.
Well, obviously, when you went on your recruiting visit, different home field for the Bruins then as opposed to now. And talk a little bit about how the program has kind of grown into Rose Park, and some of the things that it offers the program, a true home for the Bruins now.
I love Rose Park. We're with baseball and softball, so it's not like we're all split up differently. We can all watch each other's games. We have practice. We know who's out there. We see each other more. I feel like we're more of a community now, that we're all together at Rose Park than just us being outside the dorms on the soccer field and baseball and softball being elsewhere.
It also affords the opportunity to practice, rain or shine because of the field turf and the drainage, but also has to create an opportunity where that Coach Henson and Coach Travis, where you train on field turf and away matches on natural grass. I'd be interested to learn what you guys do in preparation for those.
Well, this past week we went to Minnesota, and it's really different because, they had real grass, and we haven't played on that in a while. So we went the day before the game. We went walked out on the field, passed a little bit, just got a feel for the grass because the pace is different. It's a different style of play, really. Because on turf, it's a lot faster. You play the ball, it's quicker. And other teams that come to us, we have an advantage because they're not used to it. So when we go to them, you have to get back in the swing, and you have to kick the ball harder. It's just the style of play is a little bit different when you switch fields.
Talk a little bit about your major and these things at this age, it's always subject to change, what your career goals could be one day to the next, but maybe today, where you see yourself career-wise.
Okay, well, I'm an exercise science major. I originally thought I would do PT, but I've been on a few mission trips recently. I went to Haiti this past May with some athletes from Belmont, and ultimately I would like to work with orphans somehow. I don't know how, but that would be the goal.
You've seen Belmont in the Atlantic Sun and now in the OVC. What has that been like, the competition level? And probably for you, being from Alabama, at least Jacksonville State, that could be somewhat of a homecoming.
Yeah, it's close. The matches are different just because, you don't travel as far for them, so there's not much of a jet lag, I guess. The style of play is different. Within the teams, OVC, the teams are more direct. ASUN, it was more possession, keeping the ball, but, we're adjusting to it just fine. I really like it. We have new rivals. We still don't like Lipscomb, obviously, but we have other rivals now in the OVC, so, it's fun, it's competitive. The whole team loves it.
When incoming, either freshmen or prospective student athletes come on campus and talk to you and your teammates about Belmont, what are some things you share with them, not just women's soccer-wise, but what makes Belmont Belmont?
Just the atmosphere. Nashville's a great place, but being at Belmont, just the community that we have, it's not just like the athletes, which we're really close with, but the other students as well. We have FCA, which is, awesome, but we have people like Larry Thrillkill, who does a Bible study with us every Monday morning. I feel like other schools, you can't have something that's that close together. We have that community.
Then lastly, when you're not studying or playing soccer, what are a few things that you enjoy in your free time? Although that takes up a lot of your time, I know.
Free time?
Yeah.
I mean, just hanging out with my teammates. Really, we hang out all the time outside of practice and soccer, and my family when they get to come up. So, I mean, just being with friends and just relaxing when there's not soccer going on.
Well, Amy Jo, thanks for your time today, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thanks.